So can you tell me, I guess, who your name is and a little bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Taylor Marie. I have created a YouTube channel where I describe my experiences with ayahuasca as well as other substances, just document some of my travels and just say whatever I want to say. So I am extremely interested in like psychedelic exploration and just mind exploration and just any kind of exploring, whether it be like physical travel or through substances.
Right on. So what was it like being at the Aya Awakening panel?
That was a really good experience. It was my first time ever doing something like that, so I was nervous, but you know, you always learn from experiences like that, and hopefully it'll help me for future panels if I do them.
Mm-hmm. So did Rack contact you, or how'd that go about?
I met him through the manager of the conference, actually. He just kind of hooked me up with him, and yeah, he's a cool guy.
Sweet. So what was your calling to ayahuasca? Did you find her, or did she find you?
Ayahuasca definitely found me. I was listening to one of Joe Rogan's podcasts, and he was talking with Aubrey Marcus about it, and as soon as I heard the word ayahuasca, I just immediately was so interested in it, and did quite a bit of research, and just I knew that I had to go and do it myself, and just a few months later I was in the jungle of Ecuador and drinking it, and it just completely changed my life.
Sweet. Did you just randomly go by yourself, or?
No, it was actually really weird how it happened. Like, I had been wanting to go to Ecuador ever since I heard about it, and just one day randomly my roommate called me up. She's like, hey, do you want to go to Ecuador for free? And like, she didn't even have any idea that I wanted to go to Ecuador so bad, so I was just like, what is this? Like, it was just an amazing synchronicity. So yeah, I ended up just going with her and one of her friends, and
cool.
Yeah.
Well, how did you go about finding a shaman then?
Well, what I did was I just went online and I researched what kind of centers there were in Ecuador, and I just went on different forums asking around about, like, reputable shamans and stuff. And
okay.
Yeah.
So if you happen to, if anybody asked you for some advice for looking for a shaman, what would you say to them?
Well, I mean, ideally, the best thing to do is to just buy your ticket to Peru or Ecuador and go and meet them yourself, because the best way is to really just feel out, their energy, see whether you like the person, whether they give off like good vibes, or yeah.
Right.
But if not, I mean, just ask around online. Just try your best to feel it out.
Cool. So I guess in a little nutshell, what's this whole ayahuasca experience been like for you?
Magical. I've never experienced so much, so many synchronicities, and just actual, like, just magic. I mean, things have been happening that normally, I don't know how to describe it. It's just been absolutely unreal. Ayahuasca has helped me connect to myself and, like, to my own intuition, and, like, I've just been following my heart ever since that, and that has really just ever since doing that, just miracles have been happening, and it's just great.
Sweet. Well, let's hope they keep coming. Have your experiences and or your story influenced any others close to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few friends, just tell me that they're interested and, following this kind of path, and like, I don't have too many friends back home that are really into this kind of stuff, so I mean, it's really nice to hear that, they're starting to become more interested in it. And, like, even my mom, she came up to me and she's like, maybe, I might try it one day, but I'm kind of scared of getting sick. And so it's nice to see that, people are actually becoming more open to it.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what's your advice to anyone who wants to try ayahuasca?
Go in being just open and not expecting anything, and just be sure that you are ready to go into something that may bring up a lot of darkness within yourself, or things that you've been repressing, because it can be hard, working with the medicine. It's not just an easy ride. It's work. So you really have to be ready for that.
Mm-hmm. I guess with that being said, how important is having an intention?
Well, it really depends on, you know, like when I first went to work with ayahuasca, like my first time was just to kind of feel it out and just be open and see what it was going to, you know, bring to me. And what it did was exactly that. It just opened me up to, you know, to everything. And as I worked with it more and more, I had healing intentions. So there was things that I really wanted to work on. And so holding an intention in ceremony really did help with, you know, working through the problem or figuring out how I could heal myself, you know, because a lot of people think that ayahuasca is just going to heal you, but a lot of the times it's showing you that you need to heal yourself in, you know, whatever way.
So I guess for integrating that, what kind of advice would you give for everything that you learn in ayahuasca when you're off of it? How do you integrate that whole entire experience? That's
something I'm still trying to figure out. You know, I was just in Peru for 6 months, and coming back to this society, it's been hard, you know, kind of, because like I found that when you come back to this kind of world, it's so easy to fall back into old patterns and beliefs, and like my ego is just coming back in, and it's just like, and it's like, no. So yeah, it's something I'm still trying to figure out myself.
Cool. Well, one recommendation I can give to you would be reading The Power of Now. I think that book fell into my hands as I was flying out from Peru, and my experience, and just seemed like a lot of things that were mentioned in the book had to do with where I was meant to continue. So.
Yeah, I read actually The Power of Now my first trip to Peru,
nice.
And then A New Earth this past trip.
Cool.
So they've been very, very helpful.
Yeah, books are definitely essential.
Yeah.
I guess, and do you just have any final words to say to anybody listening?
I don't know, just be real. I think that's the best thing you can do, is just be real and open and honest with yourself, and that's when amazing things are going to happen.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it.
Thanks.